my forehead this morning.
Okay, you're up.
All right. Good morning, everybody. We'll go ahead and call our Whatcom County Fire District 4 Board of Fire Commissioners meeting to order April 14th, 2021 at 12:01 p.m. And before we get started, why don't we just go ahead and take a quick roll call of who we have in the room, and I'll go ahead and start. Dave Hansen, Commissioner, District 4, Board Chair.
Harry Andrews, District 4.
Mark Land, District 4.
Chris Parks, District 4.
Jason Vanderveen.
And it looks like we have the Chief
Sean's,
Ward with us too.
Yes, Chief Ward's here too.
That's great. Good to see that. All right, and on that note, we'll just do a little bit of standard openings. One is, again, based on the due to the Governor Inslee's proclamation of 20-28, District 4 is prohibited from providing a location for the public to attend this meeting. Members of the public will be able to hear the entire meeting via the Zoom meeting, just to make that clear. On the approval of the consent agenda, Chris, I know we were going to have something there, so I'm going to ask you to just go over the consent agenda, please.
We have the meeting minutes from March 11th and 23rd, the staff reports, the financial reports, the vouchers, payroll vouchers, $7,889.57, and expenditure voucher, $547,000 to $522.53. And I believe Chair Hansen wanted to take one item out of the consent agenda for the fifth medic planning to discuss or get some more information.
All right, that sounds real good. And that was, just to clarify, that was to have Chief Vanderveen maybe just kind of give us an update on the status of that program and explain it maybe a little better for us. So that'd be great, Chief.
I'll explain it as much as I have an explanation for it. It's
sometimes it's as good as it gets, is as good as it gets.
That's what this is going to be until we get some more, until all of us get some more clarification. So they, with the EMS plan, the current EMS plan, current EMS levy is to bring a fifth medic unit into the county by the time we run the next levy, so next August. They're approaching the time when they can do that, and that's going to cause, the expectation is that fifth medic unit's going to go in Linden, not to be for the city of Linden, but respond to the north end of the county here. That's going to shift where all the other medic units in the county are going to be placed. And the expectation is that Medic 10, which is currently at Station 10, which is at Smith and Hannigan, is going to be shifted further south to Station 12 or the Station 12 area. And a logical assumption by the county was, oh, we'll put it at Station 12. They didn't realize that there's going to need to be some infrastructure moves there. Now this, just so you know, we're not the only agency, or you're not the only agency affected by this move. The powers that be have discovered through GIS mapping that Station 41 in Ferndale is also the best place for Medic 45 to move. There's no quarters there. Everything's kind of getting shifted around, and the chiefs that were in this meeting, it was Chief Hewitt, Chief Bill Meyer from Linden, Chief Hoffman from District 7, and myself were all united in, sure, we can look at this. County's going to have to pay the infrastructure costs. Any capital facilities, any capital costs is going to have to be paid by the county. The EMS coordinator understood that and has asked for us to start gathering what is that expansion going to have to look like for each individual agency. So in the case of Station 12, I went looking through some plans that I have, and there is a phase 2 for the station that would give us more. It would put more bunk rooms in there. It would put a dedicated workout space outside the apparatus bay. But we need to start moving on, and I'm not sure exactly how to do this, but do we need to go so far as an RFP, a request for proposal for drawings? Can we get somebody to spitball it? But the bottom line is the county late July, early August wants, what is it going to cost to, in our case, build up Station 12 to be able to house a 24-hour fire crew, so engine and aid car as we do today, plus a medic unit, which according to the standards that Whatcom Medic 1 currently uses, that's an additional 3 bunk rooms and the capacity in the kitchen and utility areas for 3 more employees, up to 3 more employees. That's what I know about that. This all came down early this month. So it's I have nothing on paper, no official communications from the county asking us for these things. This has all been done over the phone, on Zoom, that kind of thing.
All right. Well, that's a good start anyway. Commissioner Anders or Commissioner Land, do you have any questions for the chief in regards to this?
So it sounds like as making it part of the consent agenda, and if we approve it with everything else that's in there, what we're essentially committing to right now is continuing to move forward. We're not committing to any sort of financial expenditure. It's just allowing the planning process to continue.
That's right.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Harry? Anything on that, or?
Not now.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate that update. And Commissioner Land, I think, said it very well. Is I see no problem, and I think it's always good to hear that they're looking at how to better the system. And I think that as long as our colleagues up at North Whatcom also, I think where we're headed right now with the RFA and our hopes of that all passing, it's important that they are, and I'm sure you're keeping them abreast on it as well, Chief. It's important that we, as we move forward, we keep them informed on that as well. So that's great. I have no problem with that. So can we get a motion to approve the consent agenda as submitted?
I move to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second it.
Okay, no further discussion. Motion carries and consent agenda is approved. All right, on that note,
Mr. Hanson,
go ahead.
Commissioner Land, I just want you to know I share your concern about, or that's foremost in my mind, as they're asking us to move forward with, bring us these plans. Well, that doesn't happen for free. So I'm kind of waiting to see, well, exactly how do we get reimbursed, or I actually don't want to get reimbursed. I want them to pay for it straight up.
Exactly.
Because reimbursement through the county is not fun.
Sounds like a topic for a future meeting.
Yeah, I'm learning, so I'm not going to submit for reimbursement. I want them to give me up front how we're going to get this done. So,
all right, very good. On that note, and I believe we have on our agenda in here somewhere today to talk about and I'll wait until we get there, and that's DHSS, or Department of Homeland Security's proposal, and we'll talk about that when we get there. Let's see, in unfinished business, we have the RFA planning process. Our next meeting scheduled. Did we come up with a date yet on that, or were we waiting until tomorrow?
We're waiting for tomorrow. Yeah, we don't have a date yet. So
no worries.
I'm expecting sometime next week. We have part of a promotional process happening on Wednesday, but I would expect mid next week.
All right, very good. And then there was next was the amendment to the interlocal agreement for fire and emergency medical services with North Whatcom Fire and Rescue Service, and I believe that's the RFA that, or I'm sorry, the ILA that we'll be talking about today. Yet is now the time to enter into that.
We've got two.
That is not the new ILA. This is the one that we had on the agenda maybe 2 or 3 months ago already.
Okay. So is that one? Go ahead, Chris.
21 does not have enough funds to notify District 21. Remember that one? It came from Chief Vanderveen.
It's the placeholder agreement. What happens? You know,
Oh,
Are we still working on
it's
that?
it basically says we're going to meet and confer if we have a timeline problem with funds.
would that not be, would the one that we're going to discuss today not kind of fill that? Yeah.
At this point, yeah, I think it could be that we have so many.
I know.
We've got crisscrossing ILAs.
Yeah.
Chris, I don't know what you think about that. This one was District 4 had asked 21 for kind of a placeholder agreement if time ran out.
Oh, I got you. Yes.
This is the if time runs out, how do we solve the problem of a
This is the ILA that essentially is the fail-safe if for some reason we weren't able to move forward.
correct.
That's right, Mark.
So would it be possible to maybe suggest, and again, I don't know about the timeline, but my thought is we could almost table that particular ILA, address the rest of what we have to deal with today, and then it almost might kind of take care of itself, is kind of my thought.
I think that's a great idea, Mark, and I appreciate you looking at it that way. Chief, is that acceptable?
Absolutely. Yep.
Commissioner Andrews, you're fine with that?
Yes, and I also remember Karen was waiting for our meeting today and then 21's meeting tomorrow to approve a go-ahead with the RFA.
Well, yeah. Wait, we'll go to new business on that one. I think you're right partially. And especially on the ILA, and that's what needs to be done first. And you're right, Commissioner Andrews, so that they can move forward with the RFA stuff. On that note, let's see, anything else on Chief, how about an update on the interlocal agreement between the City of Bellingham and Fire District 4?
It's in the city, making its way through the departments.
All right.
Sorry.
We're already moved forward with it, so it's
date I got last week from Chief Hewitt. Yeah, it's snaking its way through the myriad of departments at the city.
all right. Well, I think that's fine for right now. We understand how that works in there, and I know that he's got it on the top of his list. He can only do so much, so he's got a few more offices to go through than we do. So, all right. Then filing week, just a reminder that Fire Commissioner filing week is May 17th to 21st. That's going to be for positions 1 and positions 2, the Commissioner Andrews position, and the position that is currently being filled by Commissioner Land. And so just so everybody knows, we need to be looking at that, and we're hoping Commissioner Land ends up staying with us and running for that position as well. Been out working with the community a little bit. We've got some very strong candidates, as Commissioner Andrews is, unless we can talk him into changing his mind, which I don't think is going to happen. He's put a lot of years into the fire service in Whatcom County already. But we have some very strong candidates here, as well as we have some real strong candidates up out of the North Whatcom area. So I think that thinking it towards the RFA, there's some great opportunity. I think Commissioner Crawford and also the interim commissioner up there,
Commissioner McMurray.
Yeah, those are great candidates. I mean, they're both in. Commissioner Crawford's been in the fire service in Whatcom County for a long time. And, I know he has our support, as well as Commissioner McMurray. She brings a lot to the table from everything we've read on her past. So hopefully we can do whatever it takes to help assist those folks as well. But everybody just needs to be aware. We need to make sure we can't run them if they don't fill out their information, I guess. So, all right. Any other questions in regards to any of the unfinished business? Administrator Parks?
No questions?
Okay. Also, so let's move on to the new business, and that will be the interlocal agreement for services with Whatcom County, continuation of existing agreement, and then the interlocal agreement, North Whatcom Fire and Rescue RFA is on the table, and then a proposal by the Department of Homeland Security's Air and Marine proposal for tower modification. Everybody should have gotten that PowerPoint proposal and kind of gotten an overview of that. Yeah. And I think the chief has been involved with that a little bit. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go ahead. I want to tackle that one. I'm going to move that one to the top of the priority there just to discuss that and get it out of the way. I did go ahead and, Chief, I'm sure you prioritized it, but I went ahead and forwarded that up also to Commissioner Ansel, just again in the context that, we're moving forward as a team. And I think that anything we do on those training grounds right now or any decisions we make there has the potential to affect all of us through the RFA. So it's just, I just feel it's better that we all work together on that one or kind of keep each other informed. Is everybody acceptable to that?
Oh yeah, good move.
Okay. All right, Chief, do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure. So what you got in your packet, and if you'd like me to, I can share the PowerPoint again with you all. But it's a proposal from the Department of Homeland Security. The Air and Marine unit here in Bellingham has 2 Blackhawks, and part of an insertion, part of a technique they use for inserting some of their people into, typically for rescue, is called fast roping, or they will rappel. And in order to do that, you have to have maintenance training from a static position, so something on like a training tower. And currently they use Fort Lewis, which is a pretty significant drive for them to get their quarterly training in. And so they've used the training facilities in the past for things, and they saw we have a tower, and they came up with the idea of building a gantry device up top. It would be fully funded by the feds. They would have, they would need to have insurance and all those agreements in place. And they would let anybody use it. So if any high angle rescue, high angle rescue type unit wanted to use the gantry device for rappelling, it would be available to them. It would be a permanent fixture on the training tower. There was, in the PowerPoint that was distributed, there's some initial drawings, although as they said, those weren't done by an engineer. That's just this gentleman's experience telling him how it would be built and what it would look like. The total cost of the project would be borne by Department of Homeland Security. And I think it would be something that could be a potential revenue stream for the training grounds in the future. It's just one more piece that we can add to that, to those grounds that might be attractive to a group that wanted to use it and potentially pay for it. So any other questions that I can answer about it? They haven't done, they're going to pay for the cost of the engineering studies. So none of that has been done yet. So what they need is from you is permission to move forward with getting those studies done, which will mean experts coming out and doing their thing to do the drawings the correct way.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there a lot of, they're going to come with helicopters to do the training, correct?
No. Nope.
No helicopters?
No helicopter. This is just a static, this is just a practice. So they would build out like the gantry they would have on a helicopter, and they would just do it right there on the side of the building. No helicopters, they're not going to land anything there, nothing like that.
Yeah, I was just concerned about the noise level for the residents here, if they come here every day with helicopters and, okay.
No, it should not involve. Okay. I think we're too close to those power lines. I think you're pretty safe.
I was looking outside thinking, okay.
No, good question though, Chris. Good question.
I my take on it is similar to yours, Jason. I think it's a great idea. I'm all about training, and if these facilities these wonderful facilities that we have here, can be expanded so that additional first responders, can train and utilize it, I think it's a great idea. My only concern is I guess during the planning, the engineering process, and maybe this is even a moot point, but just throwing it out there, that whatever sort of modifications they would suggest making to the tower, that those wouldn't in any way interfere with the fire service training, and that if they would, understand that if we gave the green light to move forward with that, any sort of modifications and engineering would have to accommodate whatever sort of fire training, you would say needs to happen.
Yes, and we do that. Currently, we had a little hiccup earlier where some maintenance needed to be done on the hydrant system inside the training grounds. And I went ahead and scheduled it without talking to my counterpart at Bellingham Fire. I got a phone call from him. We've ironed out how we do that now. We've got a procedure for how we coordinate those things. So yes, absolutely, sir. That would be coordinated between Chris and the training at Bellingham Fire and any other agencies that might be using it that day.
Yeah, and I'm really right in line with the Mark. Mark, you said that well. And again, hopefully, Chief, you can kind of get the feel of Commissioner Ansel and his team up there. I just think it's important that we're all working together on it. But I sure would have no problem at least moving forward with the study, and as long as they support us from their side up into 21. Commissioner Andrews, are you good with this?
Well, not only that, I agree with everything Mark said, but I'm also looking at it as an income source.
Yeah. Anything that can generate revenue to offset costs of our taxpayers, that's great, and our teams. So I think, Chief, you kind of pretty much have understand where we're at right then, and you'll talk with with the board up at 21, and I'm sure they'll give a thumbs up. Anything to better the community too, as well. It's great to see these agencies more and more coming together. Really, it's just anything we can do to support the community. So that's great. Is there anything else you need from us, Chief, at this time?
Just whether it would be a motion. I don't know whether it need to be a motion or just the chair's permission to move forward with letting DHS do their study.
I think we could just do it that way, but I'd really, again, like to just make sure we include District 21 on that decision before we move forward. If that's acceptable to everybody, let's just do that.
I will do that tomorrow.
I think what you have, Chief, is what we would call unanimous consent to move forward.
There you go.
Okay.
All right. Since we're talking about the training center, though, I do just want to give kudos to Chief Vanderveen and to Administrator Parks, between those two working together, and not just to include the city of Bellingham, but the County Recruit Academy. I know right now, I believe, if I'm correct, we have the Bellingham Fire has their Recruit Academy going at the training grounds weekly. We have the Whatcom County, I think I'm supposed to say it that way now, the Whatcom County Paramedic class going on at the training facility. That was moved. That was something that between the two individuals I named, they worked together with Rob Stevenson and Chief Hewitt at Bellingham Fire to bring that program that used to be taught, I think, at the technical college, if I'm correct. Mm-hmm. And I know that paramedic instructor Stevenson sounds like he's been very pleased with the facility, and everything's working out well as far as I know. And then also we have the Whatcom County Fire Recruit Academy that is going on, and it's sometimes in the evenings and as well on the weekends. I believe we also had some SWAT team training that was done there, the county SWAT team, City of Bellingham County. I think it's a group deal, but that training's been going on. So my point is the training ground has been very active, and that's something we were all wanting to see. And really, with Chief Vanderveen coming on, Commissioner Administrator Parks working with him together on that with the scheduling, I think we should all be really proud of where that's at this time. So I just wanted to share that. Any negatives on anything I said, Chief? Anything not going well? All right. Let's step back now. We're going to look at that the ILA that we should have all received a draft of yesterday. And that should be the interlocal agreement. Again, this is the one, the interlocal agreement by and between Whatcom County Fire Protection District number 21 and Whatcom County Fire Protection District number 4, both Washington municipal corporations hereafter collectively identified as the districts, is entered into, and it would be on this 14th day of April 2021. If you have that one in front of you, you're looking at the correct one. And I know we had a couple, I think for the most part, everything's exactly what we've discussed. I believe we did have a question in regards to the reserve and the language in the reserve funds. And Chris, did you happen to talk to our attorney, Mr. Quinn, in regards to this?
Yes, I did, because it says basically, the district can't touch their reserve funds. They have to keep it at the same level. But it happens occasionally that I have to move money from the reserve fund into the expense fund, mainly to pay for the contract payment to District 21, depending how the taxes come in. So if I'm not by contract, can't go and take that money out, I can't make the contract payment.
I bet they probably wouldn't object to us making that move for to get their payment. But Chief, do you have something to say on that?
No, I see that, and when I was looking at it, excuse me, because I had asked them, because we have some apparatus purchases that we're going to need to pay for, and if those funds are locked down, I can't make the payments, and the apparatus companies aren't going to think that's awesome. So, yeah, I know I see that we got number 4 on there as existing contracts, but I don't know if that would meet. If that language encompasses what Chris was just talking about.
It very well may. Commissioner Land, I always defer to your legal expertise there. Have you looked at that one?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it now, and I'm also reading that it almost looks like there's some wiggle room here at the end of number 4. It talks about accepted the usual course of business.
Right.
So, and I guess I don't know, I guess the way I look at this is that we're wanting to move forward with 21. And if this is agreement between us and 21, and we need to pay for our services, and I don't know, it just seems to me like there's some wiggle room in there with just the usual course of business clause. And I might add that I spoke with our attorney, our legal counsel, about this, and it had been vetted by him, vetted by their legal 21's legal counsel, my understanding is anyway, and his suggestion to me was that he was comfortable with it. It's got that 1% in there that I think is important. I mean, I really think this accomplishes what we want to do.
I do too, and I'm glad I didn't. Obviously, I didn't know about your conversation with Joe, but that's great. That makes me even feel better. So And really, I think you just pointed it out clearly. Is the last little paragraph in or section in under number 4. I think that kind of covers both Jason's concerns, the chief's concerns on the apparatus, and we're aware of that. We're aware that's nothing new, and they're very aware that we have to make contract payments to them. So I have no problem with this at all, Commissioner.
And the other thing I would, and yeah, well said, Dave. The other thing I would suggest here is that if we go ahead and approve this, their meeting, I think, is tomorrow.
Yep.
So they're going to know that we've approved it. They're going to be faced with that question themselves. So, 2 parties need to agree to this ILA. It seems like our job would be to approve it, move forward, give the ball to them. They can hash it out, but I would suspect that, they would probably want to agree to it as well.
Very good. Commissioner Andrews, if you have nothing else to add, or do you have anything else to add on that?
I was still looking at that. It has with third parties, except in the usual course of business.
Yeah.
I guess you could also say buying a fire engine is a usual course of business as well. And
especially with the fact that, I'm sorry.
Would it be better to wait until our RFA and let the RFA buy the fire engine?
Well, those are all actually, because it'd be great, and essentially they are, because the money's going to come from the same place. But the engines that those are usually ordered out about a year. I imagine those have been on order already, Harry, for a year. So it's just the payment of paying for those. They've already been placed and ordered.
Okay.
So, all right. If there's no further discussion on that, I'd like to go ahead and make a motion to approve the ILA as submitted. And is there any other language, Chris, we need to put with that as we state that?
No. Oh, somebody got a second, didn't they?
Second.
Okay, discussion. Motion carries, and we've gone ahead and approved that, as I stated and read out the beginning. Okay, well, that's a big accomplishment right there.
Yeah,
it just really shows it, and I know there's been a lot of back and forth, and we've all had our thoughts and opinions, but I think that's what makes this a truly vetted process, is that, we have asked lots of questions. Commissioner Land, much gratitude to Commissioner Land on him taking the time. He got on board only it probably seems like a few long years ago now, but a few short weeks ago, and really has stepped up and taken the time to dig into this stuff. And I really value your opinion on what you read and what you see and hear. And so on that note, I think we're real good there. That leaves us with one other topic here, I believe, and that is going to be whatever I did with it. There it is. Now, what is the one we're talking about here? And that's going to be interlocal agreement with North Whatcom Fire and Rescue. That's the RFA. That's what we just discussed, is it not, Chief?
Yes, it is. We have to do the one with the city, with the county, I mean.
The interlocal agreement for the service with Whatcom County, continuation of existing agreement, Chris?
Yeah, that's the one.
And that is for what?
That is for administrative services. And
I'm sorry, Chris. I do understand. That is just for our payroll services. And I think that's a cost of what, $100 a year or something like that to us?
I budgeted 360. They process and they issue checks, and just for the cost that the county has.
I think they charge us $10 a shot at it. There's no problem on that. Can we get a motion just to approve that?
I would move that we approve the ILA with Whatcom County that pertains to continuing payroll processing for us.
Give a second there. All right. Harry, giving a second on that. We'll go ahead and any other discussion? Very good. The motion carries, and we'll move forward with that. So let's see, whatever else do we have? We have a correspondence with the 2021 Washington State Fire Commissioners Association Annual Conference. Chris, what do you have for us there?
Yeah, that's just for information. If anybody would like to attend the conference, they don't have an agenda yet and class descriptions, but they will be available in August. So I think it's in October, the conference. If anybody would like to attend in October, then we can have a look at it, maybe in a few months.
Very good.
What's that conference like? What's the conference like? Obviously, I've never been to it.
Oh, I don't have an agenda from last year. So I could go ahead and have a look what they had on the agenda last year.
Last year, though, did get canceled. I think it was a virtual or something, but
yeah, the year before.
yeah.
I know
they're usually very informative. There's breakout sessions. There are or separate lectures. People that come in. Usually, Schmelik, Sicken, and Davis's group will come in, or Brian Schnur has been traditionally a speaker at these, and they cover a full realm of topics. And I think the best thing is if Chris could probably go back, and you can also just go to the Washington State Fire Commissioners Association website, and you can actually look up past conferences, and usually you can pull up white papers that were written from those conferences. So, but
yeah, well, I mean,
I've always found them to be there's always something in that conference that usually we walk away with that a good topic. So.
Well, if I'm still around and if it's okay with you guys, I think I'll probably pencil it in on my calendar.
And it doesn't have to be okay with us. That's for each individual commissioner, but it would be okay, I'm sure.
Mark, I've been to quite a few of them, and you'll find it well worth your time.
Okay.
And it's not that far away either.
Okay, good. Yeah, thank you. No, that was the kind of feedback from both of you that I was kind of looking for. I mean, conferences come and go. Some are worth the time and money, and some aren't. But it sounds like this one is. Yeah.
All right. And kind of another thing I just want to add on the under announcements is I think everybody remembers probably it was about two weeks ago or 3 weeks ago we announced. That Administrator Parks had taken on a new course outline that she'd been studying, and that pertains to mostly all fire service related bookkeeping, accounting, and more. And Chris, if I'm correct, a few weeks back you passed your first section in that.
Yeah, I did in March the first section. I believe last Friday the second one, and I'm working on the third module to get the license.
So on your second one just was the accounting.
Yeah, that was the accounting. First one was bookkeeping, second one accounting. And
she has passed both of those now, which is just congratulations. We appreciate that. And the third one that you're taking now is?
Payroll.
The payroll one.
Payroll certification.
And I bring those up with, we don't know what will happen with the RFA, but also speaking with our attorney, with Joe Quinn and other chiefs and folks that have been involved with running these RFA processes, we would be remiss not to be looking at, for some reason, if this did not, if we didn't pass this RFA, we need to have our backup plan in place. And that hopefully would be talking with District 21 and figuring out what that might look like. And but I'm not going to also take away the fact that we could have to be looking at doing something on our own if District 21 decided they wanted to go a different direction or do something different. And we'd be remiss not to look at that. So we're going to need to start kind of addressing that here in our future meetings. But I think right now our energy needs to be spent on getting this RFA to the ballot and doing everything we can to hope that, to see it through to see it all the way through to the creation. So on that note, I have nothing else for the agenda. Does anyone else?
Yeah, I wanted,
Oh, Commissioner Andrews.
yes, I wanted to remind the fact that Karen was looking for an official agreement from both boards that we want to continue with the RFA. And would the approval of that new ILA be the same thing, or do we have to do something different?
I thought it but if Chief, if you think we need to do something different besides that,
I don't. I think I assume that the moving forward of the ILA is how that's measured.
but since Commissioner Andrews brought it up, I have no concerns with moving forward with the RFA, and it sounds like Commissioner Andrews, you have no concerns with moving forward at this time.
No, I want to move forward, definitely.
Commissioner Land.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm all in. It's just the best way to go for all parties involved. Really don't see a downside. Getting back to what Karen had asked at our last RFA planning meeting, though, she was pretty specific and she wanted something in writing indicating that we intended to move forward. So I would ask somebody from our staff to maybe follow up with her, considering what we just did here. Past we've dealt with governance, we've now dealt with the last ILA, and we clearly want to move forward. If she needs something in writing, I would suggest that we provide that. But I guess I'd leave that up to whoever's going to follow up with her.
I think that's very fair. If that's what's needed, we can just have Chris draft up, and if you guys are acceptable with it, a letter from the chair based on our conversation today, and that we're looking forward to moving forward with the RFA process. If that's what they'd like to have, and I'd like to make sure that we also copy that, CC that to Commissioner Ansel and the District 21 board.
I think having that in writing from us would be, since we're at this point today, I mean, that's just one guy's thought, but
I think you're right, Chief.
So her email on the 12th said that my thought is that we will wait until this Thursday to hear back from both District 4 and District 21 as to whether each of you would like to proceed with the RFA process. So that sounds like she wants an official communication.
Yeah, let's Chris, can you make that happen?
Sure.
And then if you need my signature on it, that's fine. Either way. But yeah, let's go ahead and do that. All right. Any other business, anything else for the good of the order?
Next board meeting is on May 13th.
All right.
Work for everybody?
Is that at noon again?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And we have probably some documents to come up and sign with you at the station.
Yes.
I always remind everybody, and Chris usually reminds me at the end of the day that I didn't show up. So
you have to show up by 3 o'clock today.
I'll try really hard to. All right. On that note, I have nothing else. It's a beautiful day. I'm hearing talks that maybe by tomorrow we could be getting up into the 70s. Maybe Friday, upper 70s. So I've got my jet skis all polished up and ready to go. If anybody wants to go, I have a couple. Go about 70. All right, let's go ahead and motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
Second.
Okay, no further discussion. Meeting's adjourned. You can cut us off there.